Free will and destiny are not rivals, but two sacred currents flowing within the same boundless ocean of being. They move together, inseparable, shaping the rhythm of existence in ways both seen and unseen. Since the earliest stirrings of awareness, the human soul has leaned into a quiet, ancient question. Are our lives written before we arrive, or do we become the authors of our story as we awaken to ourselves? For many, life seems to unfold like a script already in motion, guided by invisible hands, shaped by inherited beliefs, conditioned responses, and patterns repeated without awareness. In this state, existence becomes a gentle trance, a looping dream where each moment echoes the last. The soul drifts through experience, reacting rather than creating, forgetting its own vastness. It feels as though life is happening to us, as if we are passengers rather than participants. Yet beneath this illusion, there is a deeper order, a quiet intelligence woven into the fabric of reality itself. Nothing is by chance, nothing without meaning, even when that meaning lies beyond the reach of the unawakened mind. Then, almost imperceptibly, something begins to change. It does not arrive with noise or spectacle, but like the first light of dawn touching the horizon, a subtle stirring rises within, a feeling difficult to name, yet impossible to ignore. It is a remembering. The soul begins to sense its own depth, its own presence. Beyond the roles it has played and the patterns it has repeated, in this space, a new question emerges, not just how to live, but why life has been lived unconsciously for so long, and within that question, a doorway appears. Awareness becomes the threshold, the sacred space between what has been and what is now possible. Through this awareness, a profound truth begins to reveal itself. What once felt like destiny may, in many ways, be the echo of repetition. The chains we believed were forged by fate are often shaped by unexamined thoughts, inherited fears, and the comfort of the familiar. What seemed fixed begins to soften. What felt inevitable begins to open. Yet awareness alone is not transformation. Many stand at this threshold, glimpsing truth, sensing possibility, and still remain where they are. Not because they are truly bound, but because the unknown asks something deeper of them. To step beyond the familiar, even when it limits us, requires a courage that the mind alone cannot sustain. The mind may understand freedom, may even long for it, but it is the spirit that must embody it. Without movement, without action, destiny appears unchangeable, not because it is fixed, but because it is left unquestioned. The awakened soul, however, does not linger at the edge. It steps forward, sometimes trembling, often uncertain, but guided by something deeper than fear. It begins to align inner knowing with outward action. Old patterns loosen their grip. New paths begin to form, not because they were always visible, but because they are now being chosen. In this way, free will reveals itself not merely as the ability to imagine a different life, but as the sacred courage to live it. And in that movement, from awareness into embodiment, a deeper realization dawns. We were never truly bound. The limitations we carried were not absolute truths, but conditioned reflections, shadows mistaken for substance. Destiny is not a rigid script etched into the stars, but a living, breathing canvas, responsive, evolving, shaped through conscious participation. Free will is the divine spark within us, the creative essence that allows us to co-create with existence itself. In the end, free will and destiny dissolve into one another. Free will is the awakening of destiny, the moment the soul remembers its voice. And destiny is what unfolds when that voice is finally expressed, fully and without hesitation. They are not separate forces, but mirrors, each revealing the other. For when the soul truly remembers who it is, it no longer asks whether life is written or chosen. It simply begins to live as both the author and the story, at once guided and guiding, flowing in harmony with the infinite.